Today's wisdom key is disrespect is a gift. Welcome to Bear Pantry Talk. My name is Barbara.
And I'm Joe.
Join us as we share some fun and hopefully interesting moments of our lives with you.
That's right.
Joe always says, that's right. So, Joe, why is disrespect a gift?
Well, disrespect is a gift. You know, if you try to build a relationship with somebody and they disrespect you let's say you just start to build a relationship with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like you just met.
You just met. And that person disrespect you, at least you find out right away and you could know how far to keep that person.
So you don't have to spend all your energy into them, right?
Yeah, you don't have to spend all the energy in them, but if somebody that's in your life for years and they disrespect you, it's hurt you because, you know this somebody for so long and that somebody disrespect you and, it's really hurt you.
But is it still a gift then?
It's still a gift. It's still a gift because you find out about that person and you know how to handle that person now. Yeah.
And sometimes you may just have to put that person in front of you, like Belize people would say, instead of behind you because they don't have your back. So you have to put them in front of you so you can watch them. But usually when people disrespect me, I put them out of my life, period. I don't waste no time. So I want to tell a couple of stories. Let's start with the first one first, the guy at the beach, the young boy at the beach.
Oh, the one
The
that
bassist.
bass
Okay, so
player.
you guys may or may not know, if you did not come over from my cooking channel, you may not know that we're taking our daughter Jada to the beach to street perform, or busk. That's what it's called. So as we go out there, we're making friends with the different artists because, you should be like a family, right? It shouldn't be a competition. So we liked this little young man right away. We didn't know what he was. We thought he was French. We thought he could be African. We really didn't know what his nationality was. And, he didn't speak much. That's why, right? So finally when he spoke, I heard that he spoke Spanish. And I'm like, where are you from? And he says, I'm from Cuba. I'm like, oh, neighbors, friends, Belize, whatever. And so right away, I think he liked us. He would come and drop a little dollar in Jada's bucket and stuff like that as Jada's on the path, the bike path. He stays on the pier. Jada doesn't try to get on the pier right now because she's having a lot of fun down on the bike path. So suddenly we go, a couple of weeks ago, right, Joe? We go to the beach and who's on the bike path? This young man. We don't even know his name, right? Now, before all this happened, we were even talking like if Jada has to put a band together, quickly, maybe we could offer him, payment or something to come play the bass or whatever we need. We're always trying to pick performers from out there. So we get to the beach and he's not in Jada's spot where Jada usually is, but he's like right next to, I even recorded it so you guys can see. So this is where Jada stands to sing, right? And then this is where he goes and he stands. Where I'm at the pole, that's where he goes and he stands. And it's so close to where Jada is that it would be stupid for Jada to pick her spot because then it'll look like they're competing. So Jada's like, I don't want to do that. So let me go all the way there. Like in the Bible when Abraham tell Lot, if you pick not, I go south. If you pick east, I go west. It was kind of like that, right? And so we went all the way over there and Jada doesn't pump up her volume because people live in the apartments behind, where Jada sings. So Jada keeps her volume at a nice temperature. And the guy just kept ramping it up because he only plays the bass. So he's playing it with track music. So the track music can get louder than Jada's acoustic guitar and her singing any day, right? And I'm like, why is he doing this? So I went to go to the bathroom and I still said hello to him because I'm not going to be petty. I'm like, yeah. And so he looked away from me. I'm like, what? Did he just look away from me? So I didn't say anything to Joe and Jada because sometimes I tend to be a little bit petty. Maybe I read something wrong. So I kept it to myself. And when the day was done, Jada was going to go till 4. And he went till 3. He was there from 11 to 3. Normally he's on the pier. He didn't even try to get in the lottery. So when the day was done, he went by Jada and wouldn't even say hello to her. Mm-hmm. And we looked at each other, me and Joe, we said, disrespect is a gift. That's when we said that wisdom key because he gave us a gift of knowing who he is so that we don't have to spend any time getting to know him.
We don't have to waste our time on him no more to ask him anything.
And not invite him to anything that we're going to do, so it's like, no, okay, bye. So we didn't even get our feelings hurt. It's like, we're done. Now I want to tell another disrespect story when we had our bottle printing business. For those of you that did not come over from the cooking page or the cooking channel on YouTube, you may not know that Joe and I were self-employed for 15 years in silk screening plastic bottles. So kind of like how people put print on t-shirts and they screen on the ink or the paint, we did that to bottles. So we had a client come through that we were really, really excited to get because she was just putting her show on TV And she was just like really cool people, very humble, very put together and everything. She came there and she brought a lot of blank bottles for us to print, but we only printed a portion of it. So in the long run, she ended up leaving like 4 pallets, right, Joe?
Yeah,
Of bear, we call it bearware.
from the blank bottles.
You know, I'm laughing because I have the Bear Pantry Show, Bear Pantry Talk, and this is called Bearware. B-A-R-E, ware, W-A-R-E. That's what it's called in the industry. So she left 4 pallets of bearware, meaning it's not printed.
Unprinted bottle.
Yeah, and we were supposed to print it like within like 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks?
2 weeks time. She
Never
said
came back. We could never get through to her. She got so important. Her show was put on TV first season. She did great. We supported, promoted. We were so happy for her to get this show, right? So finally, like 9 months later, did she stay in there a whole year, Joe?
She's staying there a whole year because we keep asking her, when are you gonna print these bottles? Next month, next month come, next month gone. We're still in there.
And I think I finally got through to her sister who runs the business with her. And the sister was very apologetic. I thought she was being sincere. She could have been lying, but I thought she was being sincere. And you know what? When you have a business like that, you know, a factory where people are storing things on your floor, there's a math that you do where you divide out your square footage by the rent or whatever, and you get what space the pallets are taking up. Long and short of the story is she should have been paying us like $25 a pallet for the 4 pallets that's in there a month. So it's $100 a month. We didn't do any of that, but we told her that we were going to do that eventually, and I think that's why they took it out. So as a slap in the face, after she had to take her bottles out, they went elsewhere to get their bottles printed for 5 years. 5 years. So then finally she came back in the year that we closed the business down, because we closed the business down January 2017, so she came in 2016.
Well, maybe she think they got used me on her forehead.
Oh, you know, I know when she came, Daddy. It was when Mom was on her deathbed.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, because she my God, now it's bringing back some memories. She called me on the day of my mom's funeral, and she started to cuss me out about her products. You know, and I was working on her products. I put other customers aside. I call these customers and go, can I put you on the back burner for a second so that I can work out something for her, because she had just got into a big chain store or something and she needed her products on time. Because when these products get into like Walmart and TJ Maxx and Ross and place like that, they have to have it there 3 months in advance, right? So it's called like early buy season, stuff like that, and they have to get it in advance. And so she was 3 months ahead of the game. Well, actually she was procrastinating. She wasn't 3 months ahead of the game. So she came and she brought it right when my mom was sick, you know, because my mom was sick the last week in May. And I told her, I said, look, if I'm going to be printing your products and I'm not going to printing, you know, that customer's product, then I'm not going to have no payday. And I need to have my payday because my business is small. So if I'm going to print your products, you're going to have to pay me when I'm done. Now, I did not request any money up front because we didn't have that kind of relationship from the beginning. And the last time she paid me, but she took like 30 days, right? She took her own sweet time.
I think more than that.
Like 60 days, 2 months? Okay, so let's play it safe and said she took 30 days, but Joe thinks it's more like 60. Even the 30 days was too much, because if I say pay me when I'm done, then pay me when I'm done. You can't take net 30 if we did not arrange net 30.
That's the arrangement we make with her. When you're finished, we get paid. And it's because she wanted rush. And once she wanted rush, we got to get paid.
And that's why we didn't change it and collect, because you might say, well, Barbara, why didn't you collect half up front? Well, we didn't have that kind of relationship 5 years prior, and she came back sweet as apple pie. So I was like, okay, we're going to do the thing. I mean, we don't hold grudges. They come back and they're humble. We're going to work with them again. But I already expressed to her, remember, if you don't pay me, I'm not getting paid from him, so you got to pay me. Yes, I'll pay you. We ran the product the week Mommy was sick while running up and down to the hospital 50 miles away one way, and we did it, and she knew that I was going through this distress, and she came at me on the day that I buried my mom, and she was like screaming at me. And you know, I don't know why I answered the thing out there when we were driving to the repass or something, and I was like, you know, I'm going to call her name, Kim, you know, calm down. I just buried my mom right now. You know, have mercy. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And she backed up. So then by then, that was a Monday that we buried Mommy. So we went back into the shop maybe like the Wednesday. We're trying to like pull ourselves together. And she called on the phone and she wanted her products. And I said, you know, did you send out the check? Because if you didn't send out the check, can you send a check with the truck driver? Because sometimes the truck driver will be coming from their location and they didn't necessarily hire a trucking company. So I didn't know what she was going to be doing. And then she says, no, I can't send it with the truck driver because, you know, he's coming from a different location. I'm just hiring a delivery company. And I said, well, Kim, you're going to have to pay me. And then she goes, well, I've never not paid you. And I said, that's true. You paid me the last time we did the job, but you took a while. And I can't wait 30 days. You know, all this expense that we had running up and down to be by my mom's side, we need money, right? And so she started to escalate with her cussing us out. She didn't use any bad words. Not going to tell you she used any F-bombs or anything like that. So I finally gave Joe the phone because I wasn't going to get like cussed out like that, right? So Joe took the phone and Joe was like, Kim, you know what? We don't even need to even go on like this. You know, what's going on? Why are you acting this way? Either you have the money to pay me or you don't. You can go to the bank and transfer the money. I don't think Zelle was around then. At least I didn't know about it. But you could do transfer into the bank account, stuff like that. Because you can do that. Just pay me so you can. But you're acting me like you're treating me like I'm a thief. Like I'm gonna pick up the stuff and not pay you. And Joe says, I didn't call you a thief. I'm telling you what happened the last time. You took, 30 to 60 days to pay me, and then you left me for 5 years. And I told you already that I'm setting this customer aside. And she was so disrespectful. She started to call Joe every name in the book except a ninja. And you know what I mean by that. She didn't call him that, all right?
Well, she cursed me the F word on the last.
She did F-bombs towards the end. And so I took the phone and I said, Kim, you have a platform and I have a platform, and I could take this to my platform and make you look in a bad light. I said, but I choose not to do that because we're all black people together trying to work this business out. And she goes, I don't care. I don't care nothing about you. Blah, 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 blah. And since then, her show has been, what do you call it? What do you call it when they renew? It's been renewed and renewed and renewed and picked up, and she's doing well. I suspect she's doing well because after you get one of these reality shows on TV, I think like the first season you probably get a couple grand an episode, but after that, when it gets renewed, you get more and more and more. So I'm sure she's doing well, but it's like, why do that to us? I mean, that was so disrespectful that even if we kept our business open, she could have never come back. She burned her bridges down to the ground. But I'm just telling the story because that was a long length of time. It was a 5-year period that she stayed in our life just from a distance, right?
And you know what? They do it with a lot of printers, jump around because she don't want to pay them on time. A lot of customers do that way.
And it's not that they don't pay. They just don't want to pay at the time that you need to be paid.
Right.
Yeah, so that was like another story of somebody just really disrespecting us. But it took a while for us to find her out. Even after the first time that she left the bottles in there and stuff, she was apologetic. You know what I mean? And then 5 years later, because I kind of stayed in touch with her in that 5 years when she was I would text her and go, I saw you on the TV, and I would tweet out about her show and all this stuff. It's Kim Kimball, LA Hair or whatever her show is called. Yeah, so it's like, once we level up, once Jada is in this industry or I get out there or something and I run across her, we going to be at a distance. I don't have to hate you, girl, but we going to be at a distance because I don't forget. I'm always telling Joe, I'm like the Ayatollah, I don't forget. I've forgiven, so don't come at me and go, Barbara, you have to forgive and let it go. I've forgiven, but that doesn't mean that person gets to come back in my life and step on me, and put loser on my forehead or anything like that. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You have anything else to add, babe?
That's about it.
Joel, I don't want you to look like you're being held hostage in this situation.
Yeah, you got me at gunpoint. That's it, folks.
How do we end it?
How we end it?
Do so not like do so. He hates that phrase. He hates that phrase. Do unto others as you would that they would do unto you.
Bye-bye, people.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow the page and add it to your watch list so you can know when we upload another video. Bye now.
I'm dying quite softly, but baby, just bring it to an end.